Yes, the Kentucky Derby coming up shortly. But with the Autumn Carnival over in Sydney, it was an opportune time for John Tapp to talk to one of Australia's star jockeys. And Johnny, I think you've got an old mate out there with you.
Well, Max, when you come out to Randwick Racecourse on a Sunday morning, you never know who you're going to run into. Who do you think I discovered taking his daily stroll in the side streets near Randwick? None other than top jockey Kevin Moses, who is a pretty avid walker, I'm led to believe.
Yeah, John, I walk every day. Me and the kids were just out to go around to get the papers, so it was nice to come and talk to you.
You've never had to struggle with weight, though, have you?
No, I walk every day. I keep quite fit. My wife and I go for, hour and a half walks most days, and just keeps me a little bit fit and keeps the weight off me.
You won last season's premiership, and you're shooting for another one this season. 81 on top after yesterday's treble. Now, what about Brisbane? Could you be tempted to go north for plum rides?
I'm going to go up there for pay and play, and if I get some nice rides, I'll go. But usually those big races, I don't get the nice rides, so I'll probably be here a lot.
That leads me to the next question. It must be disillusioning for the top jockey to come to the really big races, the Group 1ers, and find yourself on a 100-to-1 shot.
Well, coming up to those races, you see the horses you'd like to be on, and then you're not on them. So then you've got to do the best with what you've got.
Doesn't make sense, though, does it? You must be disappointed.
You get disappointed, but, the stables, I haven't got a stable to ride for, and the stables have got their own jockeys.
Still, you've ridden 81 winners this season, so that's pretty good going. Kev, let's talk about Rich Pageantry, the first of your 3 winners yesterday, trained by Jack Denham. Parked wide all the way, but that seemed to be the place to be at Rosehill.
Yes, after the first race, the jockeys worked out that you had to be off the fence, and there wasn't a lot of pace on, and she was up very handy, and over the last 200 metres, I got out a little bit wider, and she just pulled away from the others.
How does she feel? Is there something special there, do you think? A little bit better than average?
She's definitely better than average, and with Denham training her, the betterness comes out of them.
Now, race 6, your second winner, a horse called Coup de Zan. 5 or 6 weeks ago, he looked pretty ordinary to me. He was struggling to find any sort of form.
Yeah, I remember Shane Dye riding him one day, and he hung very badly with him, and yesterday he had a different bit on him, and he went straight and he won nicely.
Looks like he'll run at least a mile and a half.
Well, Denham will just keep improving, I think. He gets the best out of him.
Now, Mind Blast was your third winner, taking you to 81 for the season, trained by your old mate Kevin Robinson. You've had a very happy association with this trainer.
I used to ride a lot for him when I was an apprentice, and he's a very, very good trainer. He just seems to get them fit and relaxed, and he loves his horses up the front, and they're out of trouble, and he won very nicely too.
Now, he was having his first Metropolitan start, and looks as though he'll go on to better things.
Yeah, well, I was talking to the owner last night. He's talking about taking for the Doomben Cup, so he's getting a bit excited at the moment.
Yeah. Still, I suppose it's good to see owners a little bit revved up.
Yeah, well, I think the horse, if next start, if he wins well, he'll probably take him too.
Well, Kevin Moses made reference to the fact that the going at Rosehill yesterday was a little better wider out. Ken Callender made a similar observation. He talks about that and also the highlights of the big Doomben meeting.
The most disappointing aspect about racing at Rosehill today was the track bias. Now, they haven't raced at Rosehill for 4 weeks. There's been no rain to speak of. It's been a perfect autumn, and what happens when we get to Rosehill, the going on the rails was like quicksand. We saw it straight away in the first race when Pallid cantered to the front, got bogged down on the rails, and that was the end of that. For the rest of the day, the jockeys knew to come straight to the outside where the better going was out in the centre of the track. But what about those poor punters that backed Pallid in the first? Perhaps I'm talking through my pocket, but that's the best way to talk. Up in Brisbane, the track didn't help the Sydney filly skating. She ran in the Robbins Kitchen Cup, and I think the fact that the track was rain affected was very much against her. But perhaps skating, who's had such a magnificent autumn, has also had enough for the time being. She didn't even look the winner on the home turn. At that stage, Friends Venture started to streak after the leader. He was called the winner, and then in the last 50 or 60 metres, along came the local Bucks Pride. Bucks Pride was too good and won handsomely from Friends Venture, with skating down amongst the also-rans. She's better than that. Don't give up on her. Next time in, she'll be the skating we all know.
Thank you, Ken. Well, out strolling with Kevin Moses this morning are the kids, 12-year-old daughter Tanya and 8-year-old son Darren. Tanya, you must be pretty chuffed the way Dad's going at the moment.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Are you?
Yep.
Now, Darren, what about this second premiership? Looking pretty good?
Yep. He'll be Shane Dye and Dickman for sure.
Love that ring of confidence. Kev, you've made 4 trips to Ireland where you had a lot of success. Many people believe you've been a better jockey as a result of that overseas experience.
I learned a lot over there, but I got the job because I did ride well when I was here. I was held back by Ron Quinton, who was a very good jockey, and he used to get all the stable good rides, and that's the main reason I went. I was getting disappointed in not getting decent rides, and I used to ride a lot of track work, and but I learned a lot over there, so it was great to go.
From Ireland, we go to Morfettville in South Australia, where the Oaks was the principal race yesterday, and Bart Cummings struck again with a lovely big grey filly called our Tristolite, ridden by Stephen King. She stormed away over the last 200 metres to record an easy win. To harness racing now to Brisbane's Albion Park track last night and the grand final of the Conrad Jupiter's Inter-Dominion Championship for 1993. I've run out of superlatives with which to describe this amazing Western Australian pacer, Jack Morris. He sat outside the leader and made first-class opposition look second-rate.
Jack Morris in front, holding them at bay, and he's too good, Jack Morris. Jack Morris wins by 2 lengths from Warrior Khan or Blossom Lady.
What a horse he is, Jack Morris. A memorable night for freelance reinsman Rod Chambers and to trainer Sean Harney. Congratulations, he's done a mighty job with Jack.